guys, how you doing? This is Apostle John W. Rhodes, Senior Pastor of KOHA, that is Kingdom of Heaven Assembly. I want to encourage you today with a word that says focus, focus, focus. Come on, say that with me, focus. I want to spell this out to you. Focus stands for F, fearless. When it comes to doing the things that God has called you to do, it's important for you to be what? Focus. Absolutely. O stands for obey the truth. What is the truth? What is God saying? Are you obeying the truth? Are you obeying the word of God? Are you obeying the word that says, hey, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me? I was today talking to an individual, and they were talking about, they used to tell their children all the time that not to say can't. Can't is not in your vocabulary. And they found themselves, as they were saying, they found themselves, their bodies, experiencing an illness, a physical illness, and they found themselves at a point where it felt like they could not do so many things, the same things they were telling their kids they could do. But they understood that, listen, they could not allow the words can't to come out of their mouth. So one of the things that they were testifying and said is simply this, that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So the next time you hear a voice that's telling you you can't do something, you have to obey the truth. That means lean on the truth. That means grasp the truth. That means embrace the truth. Embrace what the truth of God says. Embrace the word of God. Amen. And as you begin to embrace the word of God, you'll find yourself to be elevated upon your circumstances. You'll be elevated upon over different obstacles that may come your way. So again, you want to obey the truth. Next one. C stands for control your positive thought patterns. Again, sometimes in life, there are things that may come to oppose what God has destined for you to be or to do. And so therefore, you got to learn to control those positive thoughts. What do? How can you do that? One of the things that you can begin to do for those spirit-filled believers, begin to pray in the spirit, begin to pray in other tongues, because this is how you begin to elevate your mind and your spirit beyond the natural mind. So when your natural mind says, I don't know if this is possible, or you begin to doubt, can I carry forth this particular task even on your job? Then you begin to tell yourself, okay, what does God say? God says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. God says that I am more than a conqueror. It says, amen, in the word of God, even when when it comes to your family situation, when the enemy is trying to separate your marriage, he says, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder, regardless of what is going on. When God says, don't try to fight back, just begin to be still. He says, peace be still. And see, when we allow the truth to control the positive thought patterns, which is be Christ-centered, when we become Christ-centered in our thinking, then we can become focused. The next letter, U, stands for understand your purpose in life. It is very important that we understand what God has placed us here for. So we begin to have to look at the scriptures that tells us, for I know the thoughts that I think towards you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. The question is, what are you expecting God to do? So therefore, you got to understand that God has a plan for your life, and then you have to stand on his word. Don't allow anyone or nothing or any thought to keep you from being all that God has called you to be. And then the last word is very significant, and that is when you find yourself at times difficult to focus, it's important that you speak words of encouragement. Begin to speak words of encouragement, just like David did. What did David do? David spoke words of encouragement to himself. When God has mandated for you to do a particular task here on earth, you got to speak words of encouragement. Yes, speak words of encouragement to yourself. So that is my word for today. I want to encourage you. And again, focus. Let me review that once again very briefly. F stands for fearless faith. Fearless faith. Be courageous. O stands for obey the truth. What is the word of God saying about that situation? C stands for control your positive thought patterns, or shall I say being Christ-centered. U stands for understand your purpose in life. What is your purpose in life. And then last but not least, speak. Speak words of encouragement. Again, this is Apostle John W. Rhodes, Senior Pastor of KOHA, that is Kingdom of Heaven Assembly. God bless you and continue to keep us in your prayers.